Well, hello, my friends, and Happy New Year to all of you. Last turning, I had mentioned that I was probably going to build the Enterprise from Star Trek. For those of you who don't know the Enterprise, and I went online and I decided to look up to see what reference could I use to build the Enterprise. And I came across an amazing, and I will put the link, or I'll show it if I can find it again, below to it in case you ever want to do it. But somebody had already done an amazing job on building a wooden replica, and this person went through immense detail, more detail than I could possibly put in. Number one, the tools that he must have had were not just a lathe and a bandsaw. He had a lot of chiseling, a lot of detail work that I know that I would not be able to duplicate. He put different color woods, given all the highlights of the ship, a lot of pieces going into it, into the body, and I mean, you name it. And he put lots of work into it. And I decided, okay, seeing the amazing work that this person put in, how can I possibly even come close to it? Now, that's not what my intent was. My intent was going to be just to give you the overall shapes. And that was going to be the extent of my wood turning. But I feel that I would not be justifying or doing anything that would show the craftsmanship, because it would not be there. Not next to what I saw. So anyway, on Facebook I posted that I posted pictures of it, and I'll show you right there what I found on the internet, because those pictures I saved. I posted on Facebook to my friends and the ones that follow me, and also some of you that also watch my videos over here, that I was not going to be building it. And I had a lot of feedback on that comment. It's like, why not, Al? You've done this, you've done that, we know you can do it. You know, and time really is the main issue, because I would be compelled to do something nearly as nice as what I saw. I'm not saying that it would be as good, but try at least to compete against something that was good anyway. And it would not be a 1 day, 2 day, or 3 day project. It would be weeks. And since I don't come out here as often as I should, and when I do, it's only 1 day out of the weekend, and then some weekends I'm touring boats and seeing where I can go, whatever. So right now in my life there's a lot going on that doesn't allow me to be here as much as possible. So either way, I'm not going to be doing the Starship Enterprise. And even though I considered, with all the comments, coming out here and doing just a basic shape, and I had some ideas what I wanted to do with mines that would have been different anyway. But the point is, I don't have the time to go into the details. And I also have this piece of the fat wood that was the remainder of that Mother Nature sculpture that I did, the fire vase, fire bowl, last turning. So that's what I'm going to be turning today. It's going to be a fairly straightforward, but it should be an interesting bowl with some interesting character. Enough rambling. I think I'm making up for some lost time. So it's time to get started and go in there and start turning this. And I'm thinking that this will probably be, seeing that it's just an open bowl, at least that's what it is right now, I'm thinking this might be a 3-hour turning or something like that. Be right back. It's a nippy morning in Florida. I've been kind of debating whether if I even wanted to come out here. The summer months are way too hot. Now it's way too cold. Let's get started. Now you saw me mount it. It's just on the spur drive and between centers. And this gives me plenty of time. I looked at the shape on the distances that I got on these two ends to see if I was remotely close to having it, not to have it too skewed up. So also the distances that are happening here, although this one is way inside and this one is not. So something is going to happen on this area and I'm really not sure, but I wanted to maintain this part over here. So this is going to be pretty much rounded up almost till I get to the top on this. This one will end up also coming up to the top of the back side. So, okay. Now I have a weird tool rest here that was made for my Atlas when I first built the riser blocks to give me the offset, the clearance that I needed, since I was turning more than 14-inch pieces on a 12-inch lathe. The standards that comes with it, it doesn't pass in front. So to pass the front and override that, I did this offset and it allowed me to come up quite a bit further away from the bed. So that's why I have this tool post that you see here with this S shape. And it works on this lathe as well. It does help me to get to some of the areas that I need to in close quarters. Speed is going to go fairly slow on this because this, number one, is a very heavy piece. Fat wood is very heavy because it's saturated in resin, and of course it does have that turpentine to it. Approach it very slow. Oh, that was a little bit too much. I should know where my wood is before going in. Once you establish where it is, then you can start going in a little bit more because you can see what's happening with the piece already. But that first cut, approach it very lightly. And as usual, as things are happening, sneak in as close as you can. Now that I got it all the way up to the top of the cuts, and I'm leaving these jagged edges. I will just break this down with the sander, but leave as much of its natural edging as possible so it reflects some of the wood was. .800 RPM. With this speed, make sure you stay out of the way though. piece is pretty smooth. I did manage to sand it down a little bit, especially on this back side. There was a couple of lines over here that were a little stubborn on these wings, but it's expected because almost any wood becomes flimsy, flexible on the outside once you start getting to this point. So that's why you need a nice sharp tool during the time that you're cutting the outside wings. You need a sharp tool all the time, but especially when you're doing the outside wings like this. This is OB shine juice, and I'm just applying it. I am going to be able to do a little bit of friction polish on this one, and what doesn't get frictioned, it will just be hand buffed. Might use the buffing wheel on it a little bit, but just focusing on getting this coloration from the shine juice to come through. It's not going to shine, it's just going to seal it. More dust on my head than I did on the floor, for Pete's sakes. Anyway, the piece is done. There's a certain amount of satisfaction with it, but far from being as wow of a factor as the other piece. And why is that? The other piece had a lot of uneven areas that all played as part of the character. This one, the only character that it has, again, is the unevenness that it had around the edges. But it lost all the character that it had throughout the wood, all that wavy stuff. So, but it is a nice platter. The whole center is complete, so you can put whatever you want on it, and yet the outside still remains the shape of the piece. This is the full shape, full width of everything that it had to offer. So, in a sense, I am satisfied. Just not, like I said, just not, it doesn't have that bang, it doesn't have that wow factor. And if you know what I mean, you can just, let's leave it this way. Tell me what you think below in the comments. Again, thanks for watching. It's the fire platter. Nah, it's only firewood. So, firewood platter it is. Fat wood platter? By the time I post it, it will already have a name, so unfortunately it will be too late for me to apply it. Unless I post pictures of it on Facebook and get some of you to respond to that on what you think the name should be. So we'll see. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.